Hey everyone, it's Sundays with Timmy, XJW. As you can tell by the title of this video, I want to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses and their propaganda. Now, in Telltale's video, recently, one of his recent few videos, he talks about the Caleb and Sophia for Jehovah's Witnesses anti-college propaganda video. But I want to get into this in a little more, not so much a heavy subject, but I want to get into it a little bit more what I've learned about how their propaganda works. Now, again, I've talked about being disfellowshipped, losing family and friends, what they believe, the whole thing, living in a sheltered environment. I've pretty much covered a lot of that. So, I looked up a website, which I'm going to leave a link in the description below, about propaganda synonyms. And you can check that out for yourself. I know my ex-Jehovah's Witness friends will, so I know you won't hesitate to look at propaganda synonyms, so I'm going to, again, leave it in the link in the description. But I'm going to read off one of the things I have noticed, which is called card stacking. And it makes a lot of sense to the Jehovah's Witnesses, just like the mind control. Card stacking. By using only those facts that support their ideas, hence Jehovah's Witnesses can be an example, propagandists can make it seem that their way is the only correct way. Not sure how many of you ex-Jehovah's Witnesses have heard the elders or brothers or whoever has given a talk said, "We are the true religion." That's another way of card stacking. The aim of card stacking is for the audience to assume these facts are conclusive, like the whole world coming to an end type thing. By quote-unquote stacking cards against the truth, propagandists can control their beliefs of their audience. Like I said, the facts are right there of how they use propaganda toward their audience. They'll tell them things, again, this is where they'll tell them things what they want them to hear, and unfortunately, because of their mindset already, and they'll never change their ways, that's how they are, that's how they act, because of this type of, again, positive, but yet, at the same time, negative behavior, the way they act. And another thing I'm going to read really quick here is name-calling. And a lot of you ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are familiar with name-calling. And granted, Jehovah's Witnesses aren't supposed to watch these videos, but they do it anyway. Using negative or discriminatory words, propagandists arouse suspicion and prejudice. Like the whole anti-gay Caleb and Sophia video that got way out of proportion and all of that stuff. The goal is to create an overall dislike of a group of people, meaning the LGBT community. So verbally attacking their beliefs. This could also go along with anybody. Institutions, leaders, or religion is fair game. Name-calling is often used in ridiculing cartoons or writing. I mean, granted, South Park makes fun of anything and everything. Again, that's where the fair game comes in, but it's more in a lighthearted fun. Unfortunately, with the Jehovah's Witnesses, they, again, like I've said before, they think they're doing the right thing, but they're not, because these elders at the Watchtower headquarters, the ones, as many as they've gotten as Jehovah's Witnesses, which is 8 million something total, a lot of them were at a really vulnerable state, which is why they think they're doing the right thing, but they're really not, because of how far they've got them convinced. And this also goes hand in hand with the whole disfellowshipping concept. It's unfortunate that none of the Jehovah's Witnesses that take it seriously, that are closed-minded, will never be able to see the fact that this is just a propaganda used against them. It's their way of taking all of their money. And that's pretty much all there really is to it, like I've talked about in my previous videos. For people like us who are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, are also considered Satan's enemy. And even family members who were never a part of Jehovah's Witnesses, but have family, obviously. The family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses have to look at family members that never got involved going to the Kingdom Hall or anything in that nature, are supposed to look at them as Satan's enemy, which is why they don't really communicate with them, because, again, this article that I just read, that, again, I'm going to leave a link in the description, this is what they feed them. This is what they tell them how to be and how to act and do all these things, and make sure they want to see their ex-members like us fail, which we don't plan to. But to the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses that decide to go back, well, it's unfortunate because it's like I've said in my previous videos. The only reason they have to feel like they have to go back is because their family and friends are in it. Like I said before, I would never want to go back in any way, shape, or form. It's been perfectly clear. I mean, again, granted, I lived a pretty sheltered life, so it's not something I could just permanently forget. And having friends, especially pastors that I have come connected with, I can talk to about the Jehovah's Witnesses, because that's what they learn in seminary, how bad they are and how they guilt trip and manipulate their followers, like I've talked about before. But I'll just say it anyway, and just short, quick description. Unconditional love doesn't come from a religious cult. What unconditional love comes from is for people who love you for who you are, not because of something they want you to be, like a Jehovah's Witness. Like I said, the only reason that people become Jehovah's Witnesses is because they're at a vulnerable state. When I lived in Chicago, I'm not going to get too head into this because not something I want to do, and it's not a part of who I am because I'm a loyal person, but I will leave a little note at this. I met someone when I lived in Chicago that I heard things that these brothers do in the Watchtower headquarters when they're not around, when the elders and brothers aren't around. I mean, that's a whole nother story. Not gonna really feel like getting into a long description about it or whatever, a long title, but that's what I was told, is that stuff happened behind the closed doors in the Watchtower, or outside of the Watchtower anyway, sorry. Things happened outside of the Watchtower that I don't feel comfortable talking about, but I am leaving it with the truth that someone I talked to in Chicago told me that these brothers or elders or whatever did things outside of the Watchtower that they're technically not allowed to do, but they did it anyway. And like I said, because I'm a loyal person, I'm not going to get into full descriptive detail about it, but that's just how it is. Unfortunately, because of the amount of mind control, it has a lot of effect on people who don't want to be in a religious cult, but they have no choice because, again, the amount of mind control being done to their followers. So it leads them to acting in a certain way because they can't be honest with themselves and want to leave because, like I said, they have family and friends they can't leave behind, or they feel like the elders and brothers will be mad at them, and they know it, but they're not allowed to express their feelings. So anyway, like I said, I'll never go back to the Jehovah's Witnesses just so I could talk to my family and friends, because that's guilt tripping and manipulating. And like I said, I've gotten comfortable enough in my own skin to be able to freely talk about on camera what I went through as a Jehovah's Witness. And now seeing all these things, everything from verbal to sexual abuse in the Jehovah's Witnesses. Like I said, this is a propaganda religion, just like among any other religious cult, but I use Jehovah's Witnesses as an example because that's what I compared it to. So, this is basically what I wanted to talk about. How their propaganda works, what they use, how they use it, and how they can get inside the minds of their followers' head. Thinking it's good things, thinking they're doing the right thing, but they're really not. Like I said before, I wanted to talk about, again, propaganda. So, like I said, I'm going to leave a link in the description. I know my ex-Jehovah's Witness friends who watch my videos will be willing enough to check it out. So I'll leave that for you. And to anyone who has little to no knowledge about Jehovah's Witnesses, I've made videos before about being disfellowshipped, what they believe, losing family and friends, all that. And then there's also other Jehovah's Witness videos out there that actually speak the truth behind the truth, as they put it. So, like I said, if you want a video on what I want to talk about the Jehovah's Witnesses on, leave a comment down below. Seriously, don't hesitate to leave a comment. It really helps what I should talk about about the Jehovah's Witnesses next, how they work and all that. Leave a like to this video, save this to your favorites, hit that red subscribe button down below, share this channel around with your friends, turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.